it going, everyone? We're live streaming back again. Another week, another Thursday for live streams. Get it set up here. If you read the title, if you can read, which you should. If you don't, my condolences. But we're talking about who am I subscribed to? I thought this was fairly interesting. I've seen a few people do a live stream of some sorts, talk about who they're subscribed to. I've done this sort of in the past, but I just talked about 10 of my favorite filmmaking YouTube channels. Oh yeah, I gotta remember to bring up the comments because last time I did not even see who was even on. So let's do that. So let's see here. Hit up the YouTube channels. Okay, so we're talking about who am I subscribed to. Let's talk about that. Let's get started. So, you know, I wish I could do some fancier things such as hooking up a computer to, like, you know, live stream and make it all fancy. But we got what we have to work with, just shooting off a phone. So let's go through some of my subscriptions. I guess we'll go alphabetical order. And for that, we'll start with A. And our first subscription is AndyX, right here. This is in no particular order, just besides alphabetical order. So, if you don't know his channel, then how'd you even find me? He basically is a Norwegian filmmaker. One of the, I would say, oldest YouTube channels, but he's been around for a while. Has the Panasonic GH4. Talks a lot of different things about, you know, camera gear and camera reviews. Might see their lighting setup. Really dig that channel. The second channel I'm subscribed to. Take a look at that. We have the Arlnauts. So yes, this list is going to be a bit different. It's going to have some filmmaking and it's going to have some really weird channels you have never heard about. Or maybe you do, I don't know. But Arlnauts, what is it? I mean, why am I subscribed to it? Well, they do these really funny spoof videos where they basically interpret their own Star Wars. So, for instance, they have... Let's pass this ad. They basically dub, but form different sort of lines. It's just hilarious. This is episode 6 they're about to come out with.
The last confrontation between light and darkness. The last of a legendary
Let's skip here.
master cometh.
So what is a laser master exactly?
The last laser master.
So that's a sense of what their channel is about. I'm a big fan of Star Wars. I'm sure many of you are as well. So, really enjoy their channel. So let's go on with the list. We have Channel Chriswell. Now, you probably heard of this channel. It is a video essay format. Right here, we have... Sorry for that glare, people. This is Channel Chriswell. Does video essays. We're going to have a few video essay channels on here. I'm sure you've heard of him. I really liked his one about Arrival, and yeah, I've seen Color and Storytelling. That was a great one. So we're on C's now. So we have Cinematography Database. Now, I found his channel when he was first starting out, and I was really excited what he was doing there, where he was making behind the scenes almost sort of content, kind of breaking down famous movies. And he still does that, but back in the older days, I feel it was a lot better. Now he doesn't post as much, so come on, Matt, we gotta do something. Gotta make something good. Alright, we're on C's now, so now we're on... Let's see. Hold on just a second. We're on C, so we have Colin Ross, new filmmaking channel. Sort of. He's been around on YouTube for a while. He's just now growing up. He's like growing on the YouTube channels. I talk to him a lot. You know, just give him comments on his videos. Right now he's doing a Casey Neistat parody video, so I'm kind of interested to see that. Mostly subscribed for the filmmaking tutorials as well. You know, that's what I basically like. Next up, we have Coke Optics TV. Have you heard of this channel? It's a smaller channel. It has around 30,000. They talk to real life cinematographers who are in the business, and they share their advice or how they did things. I can show a picture of this right here. Coke Optics TV. D4 Darius Productions. I guess it wasn't really a production, but I'm sure you heard of D4 Darius. He's really stepping up his game. I mean, he's always been, you know, since he started, he's always had great content. But I'm talking like, you know, 12 Things to Buy as a filmmaker, how to shoot a film in 2 hours, how to shoot a film for $10. Really awesome content here. Okay, and our next subscriber, I think around 50. I'll try to summarize some of these fairly quickly. We have Doug Vandergrift. Now, he does the Lego short films, or kind of like feature-length movies almost. American Outlawed and the Lego Pirates movie. If you search that up on YouTube. I really like stop motion and brick films, and I just really enjoyed, you know, watching those. See how much time it takes just to move and animate. It's really impressive. We have DSLR Video Shooter. Now, this is the place to go if you want some gear reviews. Really interesting stuff. You know, not so much on the creative side, but, you know, a lot on the technical. So whether you're looking for, like, a camera to buy, like, his reviews are really in-depth. So yeah, we have DSLR Video Shooter. He's been around for quite a while. Of course, we have to mention DSLR Guide. Simon Cade, DSLR Guide. He's doing pretty well right now. I mean, he has close to 700,000 subscribers. I remember I really looked up to him when I was first starting my channel. Not that I don't now, but I really like his content. I really like his, what's it called, the cinematography on a low budget. You know, budget cinematographer, whatever that video was. I'm sure you have heard of him. Next up, we have Every Frame a Painting. So once you find this channel, like, I pretty much watched all of his videos. I think I first started off with Jackie Chan's How to Do Action Comedy. If you haven't seen Every Frame a Painting, this is his YouTube channel. Fairly popular with a 1.3 million subscribers. Very nice. Lots of in-depth video essays. Okay, and let's keep moving on. We got Film Riot. This is like, this and Indie Mogul are the two places like has like been on YouTube like forever. And Film Riot's still going at it. There's like a few times I've been unsubscribed from them, just like when they weren't posting as much. When they're out of like a low, I just kind of try to get my mind, just kind of like try not to be so distracted with this. But I mean, really good channel. Okay, one of my favorite YouTube channels of all time is Filmmaker IQ. Now, if you don't know who Filmmaker IQ is, just subscribe to him right now and watch their content later. They have like 20-minute videos each and talks about everything in depth of filmmaking, history of filmmaking. Great stuff. I like to just pop this in, and you know, as I'm falling asleep sometimes or whatnot. Really like that. Filmright is funny too. Yes, they are. Let's keep on going down the list. Griffin Hammond, the GH5 King. Griffin Hammond. Actually attended one of his workshops in LA where he's talking about filmmaking, making a documentary in 4K. They're now doing their podcast, so every Wednesdays, which is when I upload, they have a podcast and they just talk about and answer questions. Very cool. Indie Mogul. Indie Mogul. The place. One of the very first memories I have of being on YouTube is watching Indie Mogul's How to Build a Lightsaber video. Just I remember that like probably close to when they first uploaded back in 2008 or something like that, or 2010, before I actually got interested in filmmaking. So yes, Indie Mogul, probably have heard of them. Okay, we got sort of a mini shout out. We have someone who has less subscribers than me. We have James McVitie. I subscribed to him about a few weeks ago. He's making consistent videos. Let's see what's pop up here. Just take a quick look at that. You know, we have cinematography with natural and practical lighting. We have camera gear under $100. We have easiest alternatives to film school. Definitely go check out his channel. For those of you watching, check out his channel. Might not give us a subscribe as well. I think he's doing pretty well. A lot of people who I want to kind of feature or subscribe, they don't upload consistently. And that's what holds me back from giving them a shout out. If they upload consistently, then I will give them a shout out, because if they're keeping up with it, they'll definitely get one. But if I like their content but I don't see much of them, then I just don't know whether to share or not. Here's another channel. Sometimes I subscribe to people without watching a lot of their stuff. So like sometimes I still figure out why I'm subscribed to them. And this is one of those cases. Is Jared Isham. I believe that's how you pronounce that. And it's filmmaking as well. Blocking scenes, fast character goal generator tips, how to create a low budget movie concepts. Looks like plenty of videos. He has around 1.3k subscribers. What's up, Colin Ross? How's it going? Man, I'm sure you're busy getting out those videos, everyday videos. We gotta talk sometime about that. I can barely do 2 a week, or 1 a week. Anyways, let's keep going down the list. Our next subscriber, oh, Colin, we just mentioned you back over here. Not Jeffrey Dallas, sorry. Colin DeRoss channel. Sure thing, man. I will definitely hit you up. Gotta talk more about filmmaking and content creation. For real, man. Alright, so as I teased earlier, we have Jeffrey Dallas. This is a skit channel. You probably heard of Julian Smith and Jeffrey Dallas. Really funny characters. Or is Julian the character? I don't know. So anyways, yes, we have Jeffrey. At one point he was making content again. That was over a year ago. So yeah. I mean, I really wish he would make some content, but you know, he has some popular videos on the interwebs. So yes, there's Jeffrey. I guess I'll mention as well Julian Smith as well. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going down the list here. Now here's someone. It's slightly out of the filmmaking realm, but I think it still works. Joseph Solomon. Now, he does sort of vlogs, kind of like spiritual and, you know, biblical talks, but he does it in a really cinematic format, and I think, like, he's doing really good. You know, just sounds and looks very professional, and that's why I subscribe to him. And we have a new channel I subscribed to because I watched D4 Darius's video. Julian got me into filmmaking. Yeah, I mean, yeah, his skits are really funny, and I can definitely say he's been an inspiration, I think. You know, he shot a lot of his stuff on the 7D, but it looks like it's on a red or something. I mean, it's great. It's all about the lighting and audio, of course, and all that stuff. Alright, so anyways, back to the subscribers. Just Right. So, I'm not sure if they're a newer channel, but they've been posting. This is 2 years ago, so fairly new. Again, it's more a video essay format. So, we got that. And one of the, I guess, older filmmakers, I mean, not they're physically old, but yeah. Alright, so let me answer Collins Ross's answer right here. Yo, dude, sent my number on Insta. Have to get back to my Casey video. So yeah, see ya, Casey. Yeah, make that Casey video. Kind of rambling on here. Whatever. See you later, dude. I know you're busy, so keep crushing it. Back to the subscribers. Got Noptop, Quick Effects. One of my first videos ever was inspired by his DIY rig. So, I mean, let's just check some of his content right here. Killing the live stream game. Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'd like to do this every, week or so. But it all depends on, how I get this live stream set up with the computer or whatnot. Let's take a look at Noptop's content. Dave Nop. He recently got the G85 camera. He's been shooting with the Canon DSLR, and part of the reason why I switched, is very much the same reasons he switched. You just get higher quality images, 4K, and all that stuff. DIY hacks, and he used to do a lot of DIY builds back in the day. But yeah, still enjoy his channel. We got Matthias Berling. I'm not sure if you know who this is. Tell me if you do. Matthias Berling, he does a lot about vintage lenses and film cameras sometimes. Cheaper cameras that you may not know of, or just like older cameras like the Red One. He shot with the EOS M. So yeah. Yo, shoot the question. I'm free to send any questions you got. This is part of the Q&A. This is what we're here for. Got a question? Go ahead and send it in. I'll answer it. So as you're writing down that question, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep going with this. Nigel Bajos. He's kind of around. He's growing his channel. He has 12,000 already. And I chat on his channel quite a bit too. Again, he does like cheaper cameras. So like the Panasonic G6 and GH3, he shoots with those. He talks about cheap lenses, awesome lenses for micro four thirds. So those are like some more prime lenses, and a little bit cheaper, but they still really rock on micro four thirds cameras, which I believe many people are now shooting or going over to the mirrorless cameras. Sorry, had to have Chinese food and back. That's okay, man. That's okay. We're wrong with this, not the most professional live stream ever. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a break and answer some questions for those who are asking. In your opinion, what's the difference between a videographer and a cinematographer? Well, one begins with video and the other one begins with cinema. There you go, that's the difference. Actually, to be honest, really the difference between a cinematographer and a videographer, I think those ideas are kind of merging today because You know, you can get really cinematic looking images, but there's a different sort of approach that comes with it. Cinematography, I think of when you know, you're shooting a movie and you're trying to perfect the image. That's probably a bad term to use. You're trying to make the image look as pretty as possible. You're trying to make it look good and make the people look good, or make them look scary. You know, it all depends on the story. So, the cinematographer will use, like, they know much more about focal length. They might use more prime lenses. I mean, this all is different, you know, because different variables and people's interests and stuff. So I think they probably have a crew, and they really hone in, they light their videos, and they really make the image look as best as possible. While on the other hand, videographers, I think, is someone like a YouTuber where they document over creating, or like making a pretty image. Yes, videographers probably can do an amazing job at making a video look really good. That's why I think they're kind of merging, but it's still different approaches. Like, one's documenting. Think of like documentaries, like there's different scales. You know, you can have like zoom in documentaries where they're zooming in the lens, handheld, while some documentaries look really cinematic, and cinematography can be kind of handheld too, you know. It all depends. So I hope that answers your question. I think that's what the difference is. It's just like kind of like their approach to what they're filming, and it's kind of merging today. Water break. Shall we get back to who I'm subscribed to? Yes, we should. We're on the letter N now. We have Now You See It, a video essay channel. The recent video is Physical Injuries in Film, Never a Flesh Wound. Spoiler, it's always about a flesh wound. A physical injury in a film correlates to the disablement of their character. So it's very interesting. Enjoy the channel too, you know. Great stuff there. Let's see. We got another YouTube channel that's, you know, not really filmmaking, but I'm still subscribed to them, and I think there's a reason why to show you. Got Obese to Beast. So this guy, John Glod, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but anyways, he weighed like 360 pounds, and he lost 180 of it, and he's just making killer videos. He's just like creating awesome content. I think he does it in a good way. Like, you know, he tries to step up and make it sort of cinematic. So yeah, that's him. All right, here's another channel, and probably I ask myself why am I subscribed to him, but hey, I mean, I am, and I want to keep it that way. Paco Warby. One of the first videos I've made, one of the first, not the first, was about a DIY PVC rig. You can go back and watch that video if you want to. But Paco, he made that sort of contraption, and he does a lot of like outdoors and DIY builds, kind of. Much smaller channel, 3,000 subscribers. Of course, not smaller than mine right now. But every New Year's Eve, he posts a happy 2017, 2018, you know, video. And I basically subscribe to him for that. I really enjoy those because it's like almost like a tradition or whatnot. Back into filmmaking. Who is not subscribed to Peter the McKinnons? I have 8. You're living it. I mean, I know how that felt to have little subscribers. I mean, when I say 1,000, it's because I'm comparing to like millions, but it was a struggle going from low number subscribers. But really, if you want to build up your audience, It's just simple techniques like upload consistently, learning about thumbnails and tags and titles and all that stuff. It's a slow process, but I mean over time you'll get there. Peter McKinnon. This is the channel that exploded. I was subscribed to him around 50,000 subscribers, and then everyone started making it mainstream, so I unsubbed from him because, I mean, I was one of the original gangsters. Actually, not really. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's like other people who are like knew him way before I did. Anyways, enough about me. Great channel. Cinematography, photography, videography, smushed into one. That's what his channel is. Okay, our next channel, since we're at the P's, is Pogo. Really enjoy his music. I mean, check them out sometime. Just search Pogo and play one of the songs. See how you like it. I know some people do, some people don't. It's kind of that thing. Next channel is a smaller channel, 400 subscribers, so even less than mine, is Quaternary Productions. Right here. Now, why I subscribed to them or how I even found their channel was through their tutorials. You know, they do post actual short films on their channel, but like they were doing a 10 tips to improve your editing and your cinematography, and that's one of the great channels that I like. I'll link that channel in the description for you guys, or the comments after this is uploaded, or maybe I can do that now. Let's see.
Welcome to Quaternary Productions Film.
I will see if I can share with that. Say yes. Great channel. I mean, they have a way of making their content stand out differently than I have seen it. Maybe that's just me or what, but you know. Let's go ahead and share this link here. You make horror short films. You know, just post more of it or post behind the scenes or whatnot. Just like improve your thumbnails and you'll get there. I mean, it just takes lots of time. Our second subscriber that's quite low in numbers is, I want to say it's Rice, but I also want to say it's Reese. I'm not sure. But anyways, he's doing his like videos in cinematic formats. I think he's just testing out the waters and trying different stuff. He shoots with Sony A5100, which is a really cheap camera. It's like $300 now or whatnot. And you get some really cinematic images from that. Okay, let's keep going through. I found this channel through Reddit as I was looking through, you know, filmmaking tutorial stuff. This is Ryan Murray. He's doing this generalist blog. Just kind of where he talks in front of the camera, kind of like what I'm doing now. One take, he tells a story. I subscribed to him thinking, you know, if he got some more of this, I want to see it. You know, he's probably not like, you know, the best YouTuber out there, but I was interested. My old buddy Reese Productions, right here, right there. Sean Lowe. If you look on Instagram, Sean Lowe, Louw. Really amazing cinematic images. Shoots with the G7. His short film, The Dinner Tales of an Assassin, won the best sound design. Talked to him plenty of times about, you know, filmmaking and stuff, and good man. Alright, let's keep continuing. We have Scott McKenna. Shoots with the GH5. This is a new channel. He's like posting like almost every day. So like him and Colin Ross posting every day. I mean, like seriously, I might have to get on that bandwagon, but that's a lot of work. I know, really good channel. He does wedding films. He has his own production company. So yeah, if you're like interested in wedding films, he's like, people claim him as the new wedding film school. Oh, here's something interesting. This is going a little off topic here. I'll try to rush through these last ones. Serious Magic is my old YouTube channel where I did card tricks back with my friends in high school. Got 1,000 subscribers. It was much bigger than my channel until I started really growing this channel here. But yeah, my old channel, if you ever want to check that out. I mean, it's not great, but anything like that. Steve Michalak. Butchered his name there. He's a new guy. Just, you know, on the spot, just kind of like subscribe to him just to see if he was doing this consistently. He has the G85, so kind of like looking out for people who are shooting with the similar cameras, see what they can pull out of it. So yeah, he does more like cinematic vlog stuff. Back on to filmmaking, we have The Film Look. I know they're a follower of mine. I'm a follower of theirs. Really great stuff. Their channel is growing at a good rate. I mean, it could be more, certainly. They're at 8,000. Really enjoying their video production guide. Talks about like how to get a video production job, or like a guide to it, you know. Their channel named The Film Look basically sums up what they're about. A very new YouTuber, The Filmmaker's Notebook, Mads over at The Filmmaker's Notebook. A subscriber of mine, and I'm subscribed to them. You know, I'm not subscribed to all my subscribers, although maybe I should, because they're doing me a great favor. Anyway, she's like kind of making content. I feel like how I started, you know, just as an experiment, an exercise to keep creating. So yeah, there's that. The Royal Ocean Film Society is another video essay channel. I really enjoy his. His not like most of other video essays. He takes his in a different sort of route. His recent video, Study More Than Film, really gets you kind of thinking about actually going out filming, studying books, and living life, so that way you can make films. As George Lucas once said, if you want to be a filmmaker, the first thing you gotta do is to live. Whether you should follow his advice is up to you. Let's keep going. We got the report of the week. Some of you may like his channel. Some of you may not. He's kind of like a it's more of a humor channel. He does food reviews, which that's what his channel's about, but he's kind of became a meme, and so there's a lot of memeology stuff, I guess, whatever the word is. Anyways, it's kind of funny. He's grown really a lot. He has 500,000 already, and just a few months ago he was at like 80,000. Think Media TV. This is for gear reviews. Oh, hey, what's up, Breeze? Sean Lowe. Hey, I know another channel you're subscribed to. For real, we just mentioned you, like, back a few people. Show them what you got. Won best sound design. For real, man. Keep crushing it. Check out his Instagram, too, man. Anyways, we're talking about Think Media TV. This is the place to get for gear reviews or learning about YouTube and SEO. Kind of the stuff I learned to make my content better. You know, it's not great yet, but I'm trying to build it. Let's see here. We got another channel. I'm going to rush through these last 3 real quick. Tim Kellner was suggested by my friend of mine. If you haven't watched his stuff, he does travel films. Just really high quality though. Sometimes it's on his Sony RX100. Sometimes it's on his GH5 or GH4. One of those. Got Ugly McGregor right here. Ugly McGregor. He has done... You've probably seen his lens guide or something like that, where he talks about lenses for DSLR filmmaking. Basically a 24mm, 50mm, and a 70-200. Kind of like the lenses to get for basic filmmaking. And our last channel right here, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Vin Dang or something like that. Ving Dong. Anyways, he shoots with the G7. I think he still does. And he's a tech review channel. Really getting like office stuff and kind of looking to him for inspiration for, you know, creating a studio kind of thing. But even though mine is much less sophisticated. Yeah, for sure, man. Good to see you stop by. So David asks, what is your favorite lens? The one I just bought. 12 to 55 millimeter f2.8. So before, when I was shooting on the DSLR, I had my 17 to 55 2.8. That's like a standard lens, just, you know, for basic coverage. It's relatively good in low light. Anyways, I sold that and bought this for the Micro Four Thirds. Don't have much Canon lenses left. I have the 55 to 250 still. Would really like to get a Micro Four Thirds telephoto because I can't adjust the aperture on that. Have you ever used a Sigma lens? No, I haven't. I mean, all the lenses I pretty much had is the kit lens from Canon, and then just a few of the Canon lenses and some basic Micro Four Thirds lenses, and a whole lot of vintage lenses. I mean, I know I've done quite a few videos, but I got 3 of them there, 2 of them over here, big one right here. I mean, yeah, vintage lenses galore. I would like to, if I still had a Canon DSLR or a Metabone speed booster, I would like to test out the Sigma 18 to 35 1.8, because that's like the lens. But I haven't really tested out Sigma. But I'm very impressed with the Micro Four Thirds lenses and their sensors. It's just super sharp. Lots of clarity, just compared to the DSLRs. I know some people prefer the softer image, but me, I just really like things to be sharp and in focus. You know, just to look clear. But use plenty of soft lighting. Their 24mm looks good too. 24mm 1.4, something like that. I haven't done much research in Sigma lenses besides the 18 to 35, and I mean, back when I had the Canon DSLRs, yeah, I was researching that more. So how's it going? We have any more questions? Let's see, this reader says 2 people live. I can never tell this thing is accurate because, I mean, I got lots of comments and it's more than 2 people sometimes. what made you leave Canon? Okay, so my biggest frustration is I had the Canon T3i and the 7D. I owned two of those. Well, one of each, sorry. And overall, just the softness of the image and just like the features that just the Panasonic G7 has, just like, you know, you could have a Canon 7D with Magic Lantern, but the Panasonic G7 would offer that and so much more for just like similar price. T3i or G7 for video, definitely a G7. I mean, not only you're getting 4K video, but you're getting built-in intervalometer for time lapses. You can look through the viewfinder for, you know, when you're shooting video. You can just hold it right up there. Before, you'd have to buy a viewfinder to put on your back of your LCD, and then you gotta remember to bring that with you, you know, whatnot. So the G7 has like all of that combined. The only con is the smaller sensor, is the crop sensor, which is still a bit, you know, it kind of sucks sometimes, getting wider shots. Was it the body or the lens? As far as sharpness, with the T3i and the Canons, I just find, I don't know, like, even when I'm shooting with the vintage lenses on the G7, you just get so much more sharpness and clarity. I was watching this video by Strons, another YouTube channel, but he doesn't even upload anymore, which is kind of strange. Although, anyway, so he was doing a comparison between the 5D Mark III and the GH4, and the GH4 just knocks it off. I mean, have you seen the comparisons by Max Yuryev with the A7S and the G7 and the 5D Mark IV and the G7? I mean, the G7 really holds up and surpasses them sometimes. So, I mean, Panasonic is just doing really good. So I think it's a combination of both. Like, their lenses are really sharp and their sensors really sharp. Whether, I mean, you might prefer a softer image. I know some people like that when they're coming from the film world. I just really like have a lot of sharpness, but I guess some people prefer the softer sensor. So yeah, you no problem just helping you guys out. Yeah, I'm working on the channel. Have you seen the new intro and the new channel art? That's what I've been working on recently. Let me see if I can pull it up here. For all my thumbnails, I'm using this new website called Canva, which, well, it's just basically a kind of like graphics sort of website where you can add elements and make your thumbnails really enticing. There's my channel art. Really simplistic, minimalist. I'm trying to look for. Okay, got two questions here. Any future reviews? Well, if you see my live stream, you would have last week. You got a sneak peek at that, which I talked about. I got plenty of ideas. Kind of just debating how to upload and how to put out as much content as I can. Sometimes it's a struggle trying to film and edit weekly, but right now I'm trying to do that even more to just further grow my channel. There's a lot of videos I wish I could redo. I was just watching one of my earlier videos and I'm like, dang, this has a lot of views, but I just need to, like, I do so much better now. And that's like, it's just like, yeah, it's a practice, an experiment, like creating better content, better formatting. Eventually I'd like to get, you know, a computer to hook up to this with my camera or whatnot and switch between the screens. But you know, I'm just working with what I can do right now. I guess I just have to learn that stuff. But as far as future reviews, I mean, I just did a review for the 12 to 35, so not really much gear reviews, but more tutorials and hacks will probably be recent. Trying to get, you know, trying to crank it out as much as I can. Another question, how high can the frame rate go on the G7? The G7 can shoot 1080 at 60 frames per second. And that's the same with the G85, which is just the update to the G7. The major difference between that and the G7 is the built-in image stabilization and the lack of the anti-aliasing filter, so it should be sharper, and just a few external modifications. But 60 frames per second at 1080 is definitely useful. You know, with a Canon, you have to go down to 720, and then you can barely correct that footage in post. I mean, as far as latitude, when you're looking at the footage in the G7, you can bring up the exposure. You know, it's not raw quality. Like, you can't. It's not as flexible, but you can do a fair bit of manipulation. My friend had rented the 80D. He owns the T3i, and he rented the 80D, and he was able to just adjust the colors and the exposure a lot better than the T3i. It just goes back to that codec. How many cameras do you have? So as far as like actual real cameras, I just have the G7. I sold the T3i to buy the 70, and I sold the 70 to get the G7. So rather than spending, like, I spent the same amount of money, so the money I spent for the T3i has just gone into the G7. So I haven't really spent much more money, but I gotten the quality features. But I mean, I have a GoPro, I have my phone cameras that I use to record. That's all the cameras I have. I have a film camera, but it's not really working right now. Not a Super 8 camera, but just 35mm film camera. So yes, I don't have the highest quality gear, but I know I got better gear than a lot of people, so I'm grateful for that. But I think once I start getting into more paid production gigs, which that's what I'm working on right now, I think once I build more, I can share like more useful content. So yeah, 1,140 subscribers. That is, it's amazing to see that. You know, people can keep people just, like, you know, as time goes on, you know, that number may seem small, but it wasn't that long ago when I had 100. Like, the first 100 took a long time. So yeah. So yeah. Okay. Message rejected. Okay. Anyways. So yeah, if you want to look at the gear I have, you can go to my YouTube channel and click the My Gear icon right here, or just in the link of my videos. It'll take you to kit.com, which basically will show a list of my gear I use. And then if you were to click on that link, then you can, like, let's say you buy something through that link, then I'll get a small commission. That and YouTube ads is how I generate income from YouTube. Any drums coming to your equipment wish list? You know, when I was traveling cross country this summer, I really wanted to get a drone for just like filming that. Like, I want to do the Grand Canyon or whatnot, but the Grand Canyon won't even allow drones, so I'm like, it would be too expensive anyways. But I think a drone would be definitely fun to play with. I know my friends definitely want drones. But as far as what I'm doing right now, it's not super useful. Like, I could use that money for something else. Lighting, like light stands. I don't own a single light stand. But I get away with tripods and stuff. I slowly piece together my gear. You know, I've been doing this for a short 3 or 4 years now. Back in the day, I shot with my iPod Touch. You can look at those earlier tutorials just to see what I started with, and then I slowly built up. But yes, a drone would definitely be fun to shoot with. Get really creative shots with that, yeah. So is there any sort of content, like, this is my question for you guys, is my, basically what I'm trying to get is to, like, further my audience, and also, like, what content would you really like to see, like, as far as more tutorials, or sort of document videos, like vlogs almost, or would you like to see like kind of behind the scenes of like potential short films? I haven't filmed a lot of short films recently. I mean, I filmed a small skit video, but you know, not too much. But just tell me what you guys would rather see. You know, like, would you want to see beginning to end how to make a short film? I mean, I'm not the most experienced person, but if there's any sort of advice I could share. Are you currently working on any projects, etc., weddings or ads? That is what I'm working on recently. I've been cold calling companies because, you know, I graduated high school. So I've been like cold calling, just like, hey, you need a videographer? So, yeah, that's what I've been working on. I guess we'll have to see as if it works out or not. I was working on a moment on a documentary, but that's been on the back burner because I was talking to this guy I was going to interview, and he just never responded. So I'm just like, well, I got YouTube and stuff, so I'm just gonna focus in on that. But yeah, I would definitely like to just pick up a wedding, or like, I'd much more prefer to do a commercial or advertisements rather than weddings. I think I could be more creative about that, and earn a few bucks along the way. I'd like to see more DIY tutorials and vlogs. So yeah, not DIYs, tutorials and vlogs. Yeah, well, as far as like my next video ideas, I really want to do some sort of collaboration with my subscribers. So what I mean by that is, I think I'll post a video shortly of like, send me your best filmmaking tip or advice, and make like a montage like from the subscribers. You know, just get like more interactivity, or collaborate with other, you know, YouTubers like Colin Ross and Reese Productions just popped up on here. I know them for, geez, I know Colin for a few months now, and Reese for over a year. Sean Lowe from Reese Productions. DIY tutorials. I mean, I would like to, what I was talking about earlier, is about redoing some of my videos, such as the DIY anamorphic filter. I would like to redo that because it was really short, and I didn't really include much examples. So I'd like to redo that, or my 50mm vintage lens video. Really popular, 40,000 views, but it doesn't have, like, it's really not that interesting of a video. So trying to generate traction, get on the suggested videos, you know. And then again, the projects and all that stuff is what I'm working on. But maybe a tutorial that'll come out fairly soon would be about shooting handheld smoothly, because that's something everyone can use, is how to shoot handheld relatively stable, because I've been getting comments like, how'd you get your footage so smooth? I'd be like, oh, I just basically use the image stabilization, hold it steady, and then post image stabilization if needed. So yeah, that video may be coming out fairly soon. If you could meet any YouTuber, who would it be and why? I have met a YouTuber. I've met Griffin Hammond out in LA. That was pretty cool. Didn't really talk about YouTube as much. Just documentary stuff. Just very quickly. Very nice guy. I mean, it was cool meeting him. But if there was anyone who I could meet, probably want to meet Simon Cade at DSLR Guide, and I just want to like shoot something with him, like shoot a short film with him, because I feel we're actually very similar. You know, we're only like a year apart, but it's you know, he's kind of taken off. You know, he didn't go to film school, and you know, he's making his own path. I feel like I'm kind of like going along with that. Not saying like he's influenced me more than like, you know, I'm following this my own way too, and this is just so happens how it turns out. So I think it'd be cool meeting him, or Filmmaker IQ, just kind of like talking about him, about stuff like sort of filmmaking, history filmmaking. If there's anyone else, or just the ones who I are really close by, like Colin Ross and Sean. Meeting them would be really cool. You know, just, you know, we talked, but you know, hanging out with them sometime would be really dope. Yeah, we're getting close. It's almost been an hour. My goal was to keep this around like 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Yeah, it's been an hour. But hey, that's fine. I just don't want to get too boring if the people watching back, if they do somehow. So, thumbnails. Why am I mentioning thumbnails? Thumbnails is what really generates your views. I mean, it will generate views, but your content is going to lead you to get more views or subscribers and stuff, but the thumbnail is really important. Again, with the title. I think I might do another video talking about thumbnails. It's very important. You know, you want to get clear pictures, but I mean, more importantly, you want to have your content and something that will evoke curiosity. So yeah, if you have any more questions or suggestions, yeah, feel free. Yeah, I mean, we're just hanging out. I was talking about like trying to find productions, interning with companies. I feel like I should be documenting this right now. And I guess I will be doing that. I feel like there's a lot of people who are like, how do you get a job or whatever? And I feel really, at a struggle. You know, I've never personally gotten money from a project. All I've done is my personal projects. But, you know, sooner or later I'm going to have to. So I definitely believe I can do that. Make a great commercial or whatnot. Again, that's not my goal. That's just to pay the bills, you know. So yeah, if we have any more questions or suggestions, and then we'll wrap this up shortly. Yeah, it's been quite fun with this live stream. Got 2 people watching now. So I think I'm going to end it here. Stay salty, my friends.